times when we have operated from a place of guilt. And I just want to let you guys know that, and I'm going to say this a lot today, is guilt does not serve you. Guilt does not serve you. Because the thing is about guilt, you say, okay, what is guilt? Guilt is an emotion that we put on ourselves when we walk in unforgiveness of ourselves. That's all it is. Guilt is when you hold on to unforgiveness of yourself. So you may have done something and you feel guilty for it, and you think, okay, so if guilt doesn't serve me, should I never feel guilty for anything that I've ever done? The answer is yes. You should never feel guilty for anything that you've ever done. What if I killed someone? Guilt's still not going to serve you. What if I stole something? Guilt's still not going to serve you. And you say, okay, well, what will serve me? So you can have guilt and it will not serve you. Guilt will cause you to feel depressed. Guilt could make you want to commit suicide. Guilt can make you lie. Guilt can make you steal. Guilt can make you hurt others. Guilt can make you push people away. Guilt can make you feel isolated. It can make you feel all of these negative emotions. And this is why I say guilt does not serve. On the other hand, there is such thing as regret. Now, regret is a emotion that serves, because when you feel regret for something, you have acknowledged that you acted in a way that wasn't conducive to who you desire to be. If you're a good-hearted person and you're a kind-hearted person and you did something and then you regret, I really regret that I did that. And then when you think of the regret, it stops you from wanting to do it again because you've experienced it. And you say, you know what, I regret that. But if you live in guilt, you are holding yourself in that moment of bad feeling, in that moment of sadness, in that moment of a poor choice. You hold yourself a captive in that moment. How many of you are feeling guilty about something and you'd love to let that go? Because I really want to help some people. Leslie, thank you. I really want to help some people tonight. And if you've let go of guilt, that's really, really awesome. I know there's a lot of people who are on my journey who have dealt with guilt, because it is one thing that I tend to tap into very, very quickly, because it's one of those energies that really does not serve you. And the truth is about guilt. Guilt is not a natural emotion. We will say, oh, guilt's a natural emotion. It's not a natural emotion. Regret is a natural emotion, but guilt is not a natural emotion, because a natural emotion will not hold you in a past mindset or in a past emotion. Sorry, babe, guys, we've got baby here. Guilt will hold you in an unnatural place. And the truth of the matter is we are present. The only moment that you have is right now. There is no other moment outside of right now. So if you're feeling guilty for something you did, you're actually saying that I did this 10 years ago, or I did this 5 years ago, and I still want to pay the price for it right now. And your brain doesn't understand the concept of being in the past. Your brain only understands being in right now. So when you try to put your mind in that place of, well, okay, I'm trying to think of something that I felt guilty for. I'm going to use a really personal one. When I had my youngest daughter, I felt very guilty about the circumstances in which I had her and how she grew up without her dad being around and all of that. And I felt so guilty every time Father's Day would come around. I would be in church and I would sit there and everyone's talking about Father's Day, and I would sit there just feeling absolute guilt that my daughter doesn't have her dad sitting here and my daughter doesn't have that. And when I looked at the situation and I started to understand this concept, it really helped me, and I'm going to share it with you. The concept that I grasped was that everything that happens to you is for a reason. Everything that you experience is for a reason. If you desire to be something in your life, then certain things will happen to you to enable you to be what you desire to be. You'll go through experiences. I won't say tests and trials. We call them tests and trials, and it's fine if we call them tests and trials, but I believe that what we are here to do in this human physical experience is experience. We are here to experience who we want to be at our highest self. Who do you want to be? What do you want to be? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to see manifesting for you? So if something happened in the past and you feel guilty for it, it's almost the same as putting yourself in depression. Depression is when you are stuck in the emotional hold of a past experience and you're bringing it into a present moment. And your body and your brain will know that I'm in this present moment. I'm not in the past, but I feel like I'm back there. And every time you talk about this situation, it takes you back there. And you think, I shouldn't have done that, and I shouldn't have done this, and I should have been here, and I should have done this, and and you beat yourself up daily, rather than drawing a line in the sand and saying, from today, I choose. Because remember a couple of weeks ago, was it last week? We spoke about choice. We spoke about making choices. And sometimes we make poor choices. And sometimes we make great choices. But what I said to you about choices is that there is no such thing as a bad choice. If you make a bad choice and it leads you through a bad experience that then teaches you something good, then was it a bad choice? It makes you think. So when I made the choice to, what can I say? I'm trying to think of a personal experience because I like to draw on personal experiences. When I chose to leave church, let's use that one. When I chose to leave church, at the time, I wasn't sure if it was a good choice. I wasn't sure if it was the right thing to do, but I felt in my heart that it was the right thing to do. I felt that this was right for me. And I made that choice. And from making that choice, I was able to free myself up, my time, my energy, and everything to be able to be there for my dad when he passed away. Now, before my dad passed away, he had a car crash. And I know I talk about it because it's such a good point of reference. And because of this experience, it gives, my testimony some weight. And if you understand that when you experience things, it gives your testimony weight, so that when you come out of it, you can say, I was there. I know what it feels like to feel like that. I know what it feels like to be depressed. I know what it feels like to grieve. I know what it feels like to be lonely. I know what it feels like to be broke. I know what it feels like to be homeless. And by the way, all the things that I'm saying, I know what it feels like to experience those things, right? So when I say that, and you'll be like, yep, I know too. Yep, I've experienced that. I know what it feels like to have my heart broken. I know what it feels like to lose a loved one. I know what it feels like to watch somebody you love literally deteriorate in front of your eyes. I know what that feels like. And not everyone can identify with that. But I've experienced so many things. And I used to say to God, why? Why does all these things have to happen to me? Why is it just one thing after another? One thing. I used to complain to my mum. I'll be like, Mum, I just think God's up there on his Shekinah glory cloud and he ain't taking no notice of me. And he's there with his seraphims and his cherubims and he ain't taking no notice of me. He's just up there. You're just so wonderful. Shut up. This was me. I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real. I was vexed. I was upset. And then I started to feel guilty because I felt that way. And then I realized that, you know what, actually, let me just own my truth. Let me be honest with how I really feel. Let me say what I feel. Let me say what I think. Let me express what I'm going through. And when I experienced, when my dad decided to get in his car and go to his friend's house because his friend was in need, and he got in a car accident on the way back from helping his friend, I said, well, God, what is the good in that? Where is the good in that? He got in his car to go and help somebody, and then he's got in a car crash on the way home, and he's now paralyzed from the neck down, and he can't do anything. Where is the good in that? And I was angry. I'm not going to lie to you. I was so angry. I said, show me the good. Show me the good, because I don't see any good in that. And I got to that point where it was like, you know what? I'm angry, I'm angry because of what has happened. And then I started to feel guilty because I felt angry, and I knew that I shouldn't be angry because the Bible says all things work together for good. And, you know, one day I'm going to look back on this and it's going to help me. But in that moment, when you're experiencing it, you don't feel like that. In that moment, when you're going through the guilt, when you're holding yourself in a place of unforgiveness, it doesn't feel like that. It feels pretty crap. And I want to talk about the unforgiveness part of guilt. I want to talk about that. Unforgiveness is such a poison to your soul that it literally eats you from the inside out. When you walk in unforgiveness of yourself or of others, the only person it affects is you. The only person that unforgiveness affects is you. Unforgiveness is like drinking this, and if it was poison, and saying, I just showed you, Leslie, I'm drinking the poison, you know. Yeah. You gonna die today, girl. Ha. Looking at Leanne, girl. I know what you did last summer, girl. I know. You know, I be going into my funny accents and stuff. Forgive me. Yeah, I just be like, I know what you did. And that guy who broke your heart. Let me just, yeah, I know, right? Let me just sip the poison and wait for you to die. It don't make no sense. The only thing that unforgiveness does is corrode your soul and your spirit and make you live in a place of guilt. That's all it does. And I want to encourage you guys today that it's time to let the guilt go. It's time to forgive yourself. It's really time. And the way to forgive yourself is to understand that everything that has happened to you has happened through you. And it was necessary for where you need to be and who you want to be and where you're going. Because your experience will give you the experience to be able to share experience. Oh, that was a lot of experience, wasn't it? Don't ask me to say it again because I can't. When the Holy Spirit just tells me these things, he says it once and that's it. It's like, oh, that was good. Try to say it again. No, I can't. But, you know, and we have to understand that guilt does not serve. Guilt does not serve. And I'll tell you why as well. Because guilt is not now. And now you have choice to change your outcome, to change who you are, to recreate who you are from this point. Right here, right now, you can choose to never be what you were back then. Right here, right now. Right here, right now, you can choose to never let anybody experience anything negative at your hands again. You can choose that right now. I'm not saying we can do it because sometimes you say stuff and how people want to receive you or perceive you, you can't change that. But you can make the choice to never intentionally hurt anyone or intentionally be a bad parent or intentionally be a bad girlfriend or a bad wife or a bad da-da-da. And there's no such thing as a bad. There isn't. Because to be fair, if you're a bad girlfriend, you're a good girlfriend because you taught somebody what they didn't really want. And if you're a bad boyfriend, then you taught them, I don't ever want, hey, I had some bad boyfriends. Thank you, Jesus, for the bad boyfriends. Thank you, Jesus, for them, because they taught me to value myself. They taught me to realize that, Aundrea, you deserve way more than this. You deserve better. And don't allow guilt to keep you in the latter. Don't allow guilt to keep you in the latter because you deserve better. Guilt does not serve you. How many of you would like to let go of guilt today? I know, Leslie, you said you would.
I was just saying, I feel guilty when I let people down, and I'm really bad about that. And I'm not bad because you just said it's not bad, but it makes me feel guilty when I don't do what I say I will do. So it's not anything breaking the law or anything like that. It's just a feeling what I have, which makes me feel bad.
You sure you didn't break the law, girl? No.
Well, I might do. I have been known to have a drink when I shouldn't.
I know, right? We're not going to tell no one. Okay, so
Leanne, don't tell her.
Yeah, I think we've all with lips sealed. I can relate to that. How many of you have ever felt bad when you let people down? Yeah. But guess what? What is worse, letting yourself down or letting others down? Because you know what? You let another down, they're going to move on and get somebody else to help them. And you let yourself down, who's going to move on and help you? You're stuck with guilt. And guilt doesn't serve you. You see, what I learned to do is I make choices and I make decisions. If I can't do something, I can't do it. And I'm not going to feel guilty that I can't do it. If you come to me and say, Aundrea, let me a tenner, and I've only got a tenner, and I can either choose to give you that tenner and I go without, or I can choose to say, well, no, sorry, hon, I've only got a tenner. And then I walk away feeling guilty. Why am I feeling guilty? Because I knew that I need to buy nappies and milk and stuff for my kids, but I'm still feeling guilty that I didn't go without so that you could have. Sounds like a bit of ego to me, more than anything. Like you say, oh no, that's humility. No, it's not. Definitely not humility. Ego brings guilt. If you want to know if you're harboring ego, feel guilty. If you want to know, yeah, I know. And it sounds like, oh, no, I've got ego.
I don't have an ego.
Oh, see? She thinks you do. And she's like, yes, you do. So let me explain. So you are thinking that you not being able to do something for somebody and makes you bad. So you're then saying that you're the only person that could help them. And God couldn't possibly find another way to get them what they need, because you're the only one that has the answer, which is why you should take all the responsibility of feeling guilty because you couldn't do it. Little bit of ego, no.
Little bit of
ego, yeah. Just a little bit. And this is what and these things are so subtle. We don't realize that guilt is just ego covered in an emotion that doesn't make sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to feel guilty. If someone asks me to do something and I don't want to do it, what makes me more, integral? If I say, I don't want to do that thing, or I lie and I do it because you want me to do it, and I end up feeling crappy because I didn't want to do it anyway, and then I do it and I don't do it with a good energy or good heart, or, and then I just do it. What is worse? You being integral and saying, no, I don't do that. Someone says, can you go to the shop for me? No. You know what? I go to the shop for you because that's your choice. If I ask you to go to the shop for you and you choose to go, then that's your choice. If you ask me to go to the shop and I choose not to go, then it's my choice. And you can't make me feel no way for not doing what you want me to do, because that's control. And ain't nobody controlling me. I am she who will not be controlled now by nobody, nowhere, no how. No, thank you, please. There's only one person that controls me, and that's me. Even God himself does not control me, because he gave me free will. He gave you free will to make choices. Why would he give you free will to make choices and then not let you choose? That doesn't sound like a very sensible God if that's what he does. Free will, guys. Don't feel guilty. Even if it was for something as bad as having to give up a child. My mom, Mama, can you use your story? I know I can. I don't really need to ask. I'm just being polite. But anyway, so my mom, when she was pregnant with me, can you imagine this audacity, guys? I'm going to tell you this absolute audacity. I don't feel no way about it though. She tried to get rid of me while I was in the womb. What did you do? Went into the wall, like all kinds of stuff. Tried to get rid of me because of the situation that she was in when she was pregnant with me. And the truth of the matter is, it had nothing to do with me and everything to do with her, how she felt in that moment of pain, that moment of sadness, that moment of heartbreak. And I, as the embryo, the fetus, represented the spawn of that relationship. So she was putting her energy of, I don't want this. So the rejection from in the womb, and rejection, we got to talk about that another day. We'll talk about rejection another day, but rejection, oh, that thing plagued me for my life. It plagued me for my life until I had to look rejection in the eye and say, listen to me, right? I'm going to face you. And I told God, I want to face rejection. So what did he do? He let me go on The Voice. And I got rejected in front of 10 million people. Don't do me that. I said, this is really hard. God, I didn't think it was going to go that far. 10 million. 10 million people saw Tom Jones send me home. Now, you guys will say, oh, it was a great experience. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was terrible. But it was a great experience because I learned so much from it. And I now know that if one person rejects me, hey, I can take it. I've been rejected in front of 10 million. What you gonna do? There's no really, it doesn't really get much worse than that. It doesn't get much bigger than that. So, and my mum used to feel guilty for how she felt at the time. And I always said to my mum, but that's how you felt then. That's not how you feel now. And that's not who you are now. And for all you try, hello, I'm still here, causing havoc, changing the world, one person at a time, or, you know, and I'm here. And God had a plan for my life. And there is nothing that you can do that God is not a part of. There is nothing that you can do that God is not a part of. Believe it or not. Oh, you'll say, Aundrea, you can't say that. God's not a part of the bad stuff. Oh, really? How do you know that God's not a part of the bad stuff? Who told you that? Well, because it's bad. Right. But God made everything. He made the good and the bad, right? He made the high and the low. He made the in and the out. He made the up and the down. So God's not in it. God's in everything. So everything that happens to you happens through you. So therefore, it was meant to happen. So therefore, why have guilt? Why have guilt? Guilt doesn't serve. Guilt doesn't serve. We're going to talk about forgiveness just a little bit. Walking in unforgiveness, like I said, is like you drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. All it does is infect you. When you have unforgiveness of yourself, it manifests as guilt. When you have unforgiveness of others, it manifests as hurt. It comes as hurt. It comes as anger. It can come as jealousy. It opens the door for all of these, you know, emotions that some of them don't serve you. But there are a few, I think there's maybe like 2 or maybe 3 emotions that are unnatural. Guilt is one of them. It's something that comes from something. And I can't remember what the other ones are, but if you join me on my inner circle, I will tell you what they are, because I will go deep and we will go really deep. So please, guys, please, when you are ready and when we are ready, we're going to be launching the inner circle. And I really want you guys to sign up and, you know, and subscribe and be a part of the inner circle, because that's when I can really, really go deep. Here I can kind of just give you little bits and stuff, and, you know, we do what we can. But unforgiveness is like also having like a rucksack with rocks and carrying it around with you everywhere you go, and giving a noose, or putting a noose around your own neck and handing it to the person who you're holding in unforgiveness and saying, drag me around. What do I mean by that? I'm going to give you an example. When you see that person who you don't forgive, as soon as you see them, what happens? Your whole mood changes. So they control your mood. You get angry. I don't want to see that person. I don't like them. No, I'm not going to that party because they're going. I'm not going to be around them because they're going to be there. And you start isolating yourself and missing out on opportunities and things because you're holding onto unforgiveness. And it's time to let it go and free yourself. Free yourself. Thank you, Dipsy. Free yourself. Guys, forgiveness is for you. It's not for anybody else. And you are the only one that has the power to forgive yourself. Nobody can forgive you. If I didn't forgive my mum, look, she's still beautiful. She's still lovely. She's still there wearing a woolly hat inside the house. She's still there doing that. Whether I forgive her or not, Leanne's still there in her car with her yellow scarf, whether I forgive her or not. Leslie's still there with her fake Caribbean or Cyprus background, whether I forgive her or not. It doesn't matter. But I'm the one that has to go to bed with that unforgiveness in my heart. I'm the one that has to carry it around. I'm the one that has to miss out on opportunities. I'm the one that misses out on relationships and intimacy and friendships and family gatherings. I'm the one. My mum, right, yeah. Marlene said her mum be wearing the woolly hat in the house too. Guys, I can't even lie to you, no. Let me just be honest. When I wear a woolly hat in the day and then I go out and then I come in, I do keep the hat on. I do forget. I just keep it. Oh, this is cozy. It's just there, isn't it? So, mum, I ain't hating on you, girl. Forgive me, girl. No, actually, don't forgive me. I forgive myself. I forgive my damn self. I don't need you to forgive me. I forgive me. I'm not holding no guilt. But I will say this to you guys. Regret is a beautiful thing to use. Have regret, it's fine. But don't live in regret. Don't live in regret. Don't live in guilt. Don't live in unforgiveness, because these things are the energy blockers that stop you from moving forward. If you decide that, okay, for instance, I don't know, it's somebody's birthday and it's someone's funeral, and you got to choose which one you want to go to. I'm gonna be just real. I'm going to the birthday, unless I need to go to the funeral. Like, don't laugh, guys. I have to be real. I keep it real. I'm going to the birthday because I'd rather be happy than sad. But obviously, if the person meant a lot to me and it was that kind of thing, I'm gonna say, you know what, actually, I have to be there. I have to be there for the others and whatever. And I'm not going to feel guilty. You know why? Because I make decisions. I make choices. I don't let manipulation make me do what I need to do, whether that be manipulation from others or myself. Don't let other people's stuff make you do stuff. You let what you want to do make you do what you want to do. Make choices, make decisions, and the choices that you make, you say, okay, there's no good choices, there's no bad choices. There's no good choices, there's no bad choices, but there are choices that are beneficial to you, and there are choices that will not serve you. And the choice to be guilt, to live in guilt, doesn't serve. The choice to forgive yourself serves you. It sets you free to love. It sets you free from anger. It sets you free from depression and anxiety. So many people are experiencing depression and anxiety right now. We've got people that even the government's using guilt at this moment, and it sucks. Oh, if you don't have the jab, you start feeling guilty. And then if you do have the jab and you're around people who haven't had the jab, you start feeling guilty. So we're all just feeling guilty because either I've had it or I haven't had it. And if I've had it, I feel like, well, I feel guilty because I should have been stronger, or I shouldn't have done it, or I should have done it, or I think it's the right thing to do. And you should have done it, but and all of these things. And then what does it do? It causes separation. It causes segregation. It doesn't do anything that serves you. But regret will cause you to go to a person and say, I really regret what I did to you, and I'm really sorry. And I will not be that person from this day forward. I choose to love you honestly. I choose to love you with integrity. I choose to make better choices from today. And I want everybody here to know that from this very second, this very moment, you can make that choice. How many of you are going to make that choice with me today to let go of guilt? If you're going to make that choice to let go of guilt, just type it in the comments. I let go of guilt today. I let go of guilt today. And you're going to now understand that you choose who you want to be. Make choices, make decisions, make right, good. There we go. I let go. Yes, here we go. Yes, yes. Let go of guilt because it doesn't serve you. And I just want to do something really. I don't usually do this with you guys, but I'm really feeling it. I just want everybody in here to just take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just say, I let go of guilt. And just feel it leaving. Because you now understand that it no longer serves you. Did anybody feel that leave? I felt that. I felt that. Just let it leave. Guilt is not something that serves you. It's not. It's not. It's not. And as someone said in the comments, speak life over yourself. I deserve to be able to make choices. God gave me free will. He didn't give me free will so you could manipulate me and tell me what to do and how to be and how to think and how to walk and how to talk. He gave me free will so I can make choices. And if I make a bad choice, guess what? I've got another chance. I can choose again. And I can choose again and again and again and again and again. And I can keep choosing until I get it consistently right. Do not let guilt hold you. Oh, free will, free spirit. That is me. I'm probably one. I'm like this. I just like, Shanice calls me, what does she call me? She calls me fairy. She says like I'm like the fairy godmother because I just literally float around on this cloud and I'm just like, love, love, love. And I'm just like, sprinkle, 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 like sprinkle. Like seriously, I literally do that. And sometimes when I don't act like that, the guilt comes. The guilt comes because I'm like, oh, you're a life coach. You're supposed to do better. You're supposed to love people. You're supposed to be kind. And I've just called somebody a bloody idiot. And I've just cussed someone on the road. And I've just stuck my finger up at someone. And then I start feeling guilty. And I'm like, I don't feel guilty. I did it. I do. I own it. I own it. Yeah, I do. I did it. And I'm not perfect. But I am perfectly imperfect. Because I love every bit of me, the good, the bad, the highs, the lows, the ins, the outs, the wrongs, the rights, all of it, because all of it has enabled me to be this awesome person that I am today. And I say that I'm awesome, and I say it with no ego. It's just a fact. I'm awesome. What do you want me to say? If I'm black, I'm black. You don't think I'm being arrogant because I'm saying I'm black. Don't think I'm being arrogant because I'm saying I'm awesome. I'm awesome. And guess what? You all can say it too. Everybody just write in the comments, I am awesome. I am awesome. You are awesome. Okay, so I want to, if anyone's got questions and stuff, I do want to give you guys time to ask questions. And then after the questions, we've got Mari, who's here. I can't see her. I know she's hiding. I don't know if she's going to put her camera on. Mari, put your camera on, girl. Let's see your beautiful face. She's going to come and share a bit of her journey and her story with you. I saw some of you had your hands up. Does anybody have any questions that they want to ask me in regards to feeling guilt and how do we overcome guilt? Because I might not have touched on the subject. You say, well, that sounds all good in theory, but this is bad, and da 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 da. So how can I escape from guilt? And if you haven't, it's fine because I still got lots to say because I am a chatty patty. Yeah, guilt doesn't serve you. Yeah, and the truth of the matter is, yeah, do you know that guilt could actually cause you to murder someone? Guilt could actually cause you to murder someone. You feel so guilty that you murder your own self. You know, people commit suicide because of guilt. Still murder. Still murder. It still is. Guilt can do that. Some people live in such guilt that they can't come out of a dark place. They make themselves hermits in their house because of guilt, because of what they've done. They lock themselves away. They become hoarders because they feel like they need to create a prison for their own self. And they don't realize that all they're doing is creating a prison, because if you are guilty, what do? You go to prison. So if you're guilty, you go to prison. So what happens? We create a prison in our mind. We create a prison in our heart, and we lock ourselves in with guilt. This is why when you go to court and they say guilty or not guilty, if you're not guilty, they let you go free. If you're guilty, what must you do? go to jail. If you're playing Monopoly, go to jail. Do not collect £200. Go straight to jail. Guilt will do that. Guilt will lock you in a prison. And all of us want to be free. How many of us want to be free? I know I want to be free. I am free. Because why? I let go of guilt. Because guilt doesn't serve. Have regret. Use regret, but then let it go. Don't hold on to it. Don't keep it. Don't make it your own. It doesn't belong to you. Today, I give you all the verdict. Every single one of you. I have authority. So do you. And everyone, I want to tell you today, the judge and the jury, which is you, has passed the verdict today and said, not guilty. Every single one of you in here today, I want you to receive that verdict. No matter what you faced, no matter what you've been through, you are not guilty, because that's the past. And you can't let your past hurts be your present situation. Somebody know about it. Don't let your past hurts be your present situation. Leanne, you had your hand up, hon.
Yeah, I was just going to share, only because obviously Leslie, without even knowing, said exactly what I said to you on Monday when we had our session.
Oh, wow.
About guilt. And so I just wanted to share, I made, like, you're so true in what you're saying about it's our choice to make certain decisions, to make that change and to stop feeling guilty. So I would always go to my mum. My mum will always tell me, you know, if it's money, she'd always make me feel guilty about anything that I was doing, if it involved money and stuff like that. Leslie's nodding her head because she knows my mum. So my whole life, you know, you can't have that, you can't do that. Or if I was going to do something, well, you can't afford to do it. You know, you can't even do this, and you come to me for petrol and blah 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 blah. Anyway, my daughter's got an award ceremony on a red carpet event on Sunday, and we found a really nice little dress, and it needed some alterations, and I thought I could use a credit card to pay for these alterations. But the lady didn't have a credit card machine. She's like, no, can you not do a transfer? It's a new credit card, so I can't get cash out of the cash point and stuff like that. And what I would have normally have done is I would have gone to my mum and I would have said, Mum, can I have the money? Even knowing that I was going to get all of this guilt, you know, from her, and she was going to make me feel guilty. So I thought, no, do you know what? I'm not doing it, because I don't need to explain to her why I'm doing this for my own daughter, why I'm doing this. Because, yeah, it's my choice. It's my decision. So, you know, I asked one of my aunties to help out, but I could pay her back at the end of the month, you know. But I know with her, she wouldn't question me. She won't make me feel guilty. She won't make me feel bad. And in fact, I sent her a picture of Elvie in the dress, and she was like, she looks so glamorous. Mum's the word. I won't say anything. Just enjoy, you know. And I've come away with a smile on my face, not feeling guilty about the decision I've made. And me and Elvie can actually enjoy the moment and not have my mum throw guilt on us.
Really proud of you for that, Leanne. Well done.
Yeah, well done, and well done. And I know, and the thing is, guys, thank you for sharing that, Leanne. The thing is, guys, if you see, I work with Leanne, and you know, she's on my coaching program, so you know, I know her story very, very personally. But you said something so key, was that she makes you feel guilty. How many times have we used guilt to get what we want? I ain't even gonna try and lie to you. I have guilt tripped my mom to get stuff that I want to get. Oh, but you gave it to him. You gave it to Tony. Why did Tony get one and I didn't get one? Because Tony's your favorite and I'm not your favorite. Huh? What do you mean? When my children start using guilt on me, I just laugh at them. I'm like, where's that guilt? Oh, I don't understand. Sorry, try again. No. But the thing is, you said something, make me feel. You know, the truth is, nobody can make you feel anything. That's a lie that we've told ourselves. No one can make you feel anything. Oh, how can you justify that, Aundrea? People can make you. No, they can't. If you slap my face, I'll feel the pain, but you can't make me angry. You can't make me feel like I'm less. If you dump me, you can't make me feel like I'm not worth anything. If I feel like I'm not worth anything, that's because that's how I actually feel. And you didn't make me feel like that. All you did was do something that triggered a feeling that I'm already carrying. So if somebody makes you feel something, check yourself. Check what you really think about yourself and what you believe yourself to be. Because nobody can make you feel anything. This brain, this mind, is yours. Your choice. Someone says, oh, Aundrea, you're so scatty. You're so loud. Thank you. I don't bloody care. I don't care what people think about me. I don't give a shit. I said it, I'm sorry. I don't care. What do you think about me? I don't care. Because you know what? I go to bed with me every night and I wake up with me every morning and I think I'm awesome. So if you don't think I'm awesome, guess what? You're going to have to go to sleep with that thought, not me. Ha! That's your business. That's your actual business. No one can make me feel, think anything that I don't choose. If I say, Leslie, you are the most beautiful woman in this room. If you don't believe, see, look what she did. Did you see what she did, guys? Did you see that? Did you see it? Yeah, sorry. Did you see what she did? And I'm making her feel guilty right now. I know what I'm doing. I'm like, why did you do that? Like, I just said you're pretty and you just sent my compliment. You just dashed it on the floor. Why would you do that, Leslie? Like, you are, But why? She's receiving the guilt and she's blushing. I'm sorry, Leslie. You know what? That's the joy of having this melanin skin. When we blush, you can't see it.
That's the wrong.
I know, right? I'm sorry. I picked on the white woman. Don't do that, Aundrea. Don't pick on white people. No, I'm joking. Like, but seriously though, like,
coming.
I know. I'm sorry. I love you, honey. But it's like, I can't make you feel anything that you don't already feel. If I said to Mum, that hat is ugly, if she thinks that hat is ugly on a sly, it's going to make her feel away. Yeah, leave my hat alone. And then she's got to convince herself, I like my hat. Just shut up your mouth. It's mine. Like, well, it's ugly. I said it. That's how I see it. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Also are the emotions. Also are your feelings. They're in the heart of the one who's receiving it. So when anybody says anything about you or to you and it does something to you, check yourself real quick. If someone says you ain't handsome enough and you feel it, check yourself because you agree. If someone says you ain't smart enough or you ain't right for them or you ain't this or you ain't that, or they say something and you feel that, it's because you believe it too. I don't believe it because I'm just in my Shekinah glory cloud, floating around with the fairies, as my PA calls me. She calls me fairy. How rude. Fairy. Because I'm always talking about love, guys. And even when they come late, I don't shout them. I just say, it's okay, do better. Do better. Because I understand that love brings love. I understand that fear doesn't bring love. So if I make you afraid of me and you do something for me out of fear, then that's not coming from the right place. That's not the right energy that we need to build what we're building. So I don't want you to be afraid of me. I want you to love me because I love you. And then if you do something for me from a place of love, I'm going to get a lot more out of you than if I get something out of you from a place of fear or guilt. I don't use guilt in my business because guilt doesn't serve me. I don't want guilt money. I don't want guilt money. I don't like it. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't want it. This is what we don't do. So we operate from a place of love. I was just about to call Michelle, but she's gone. I'm sure she'll come back. But it really is knowing who you are. When you know who you are and you know whose you are, you understand that you do not need to let your emotions or your anything outside of you dictate. Guilt does not serve you. And if you want to serve others, stop guilt tripping them. Stop guilt tripping people. You know, stop being a victim. You know, someone comes to you and they say, oh yeah, I've got no gas. I've got no electricity. I've got no this. Can you lend me £20? And you feel so guilty to say no, because they just gave you all that victim energy. Guilt makes you a victim. That's another thing that guilt does. Guilt makes you a victim. It makes another person a victim. Don't be victims of guilt. Make choices. Decide. Know who you are. Make choices. Decide. Thrive. Grow. Know. Be. Do. Don't let anything or anyone tell you who you are. You tell people who you are. You know who you are. You spend the most time with yourself. You know who you are. And be honest. Be honest. If you feel bad about, if you feel like, no, if you feel bad about something, be honest that you feel bad about it. Okay, I felt bad that I did that. Okay, I have regret. I have regret. That's okay. But guess what? I move on, I learn, I grow, I share, I love. And when I love, I'm very unapologetic about it. I love hard. I will give you anything. That's me. That's just who I am. I give to those that I love. I will open any door for you that I can open. I will move any mountain for you that I can move. I will lay down for you and let you walk on my back if that's what you need. But that's because I choose to do it, not because I'm a doormat. It's because this is who I am. This is who I choose to be in this human experience. I choose to be the giver. I choose to come and sit here every week, every Wednesday for a year plus, and be this for you guys. I choose that, and I love every single blessed, sprinkly, sparkly moment of it. I love it. I love it. I love the challenge of having to find content and having to find things to say. I love it because you know what? Iron sharpens iron. ISI. As you sharpen me, I sharpen you. As I sharpen you, you sharpen me. And I'm going to tell you this. If you want to learn something and never forget it, teach it. Yeah, Michelle, you came back. You had your hand up, Han. So I really just wanted you to have the opportunity to say what you wanted to say. So if you still wanted to comment, honey, now's the time. Are you there?
Right. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sweetie.
Oh, hold on. Have I cut you off?
Nope, you're still there.
Hold on. All right. It's just okay. How can I always feel guilty of everything. I know I've had a bad past, and every time I make things good, things backfire on me, and I blame it on myself. I've had, my situation already, my children and that. I feel guilty about that, but I don't like when family's there to rub it in my face, and it makes me more guilty, if you understand what I mean, and other things as well. Okay. I feel I got everything.
Okay, I hear you. So what you said that you don't like it when your family rubs it in your face. Your family can only rub it in your face if you're feeling the guilt. The truth of the matter, you have to understand that all things work together for good. What happened with you and your kids was necessary. Maybe you weren't in the right frame of mind to be who they needed you to be at that time. Maybe you had to go through that experience so that you could learn what you don't want to be anymore. So you can learn that I want to be a good mom, and I want to take care of my kids, and I want to be a better parent, and I want to be a better person. You had to go through that experience. But to go through that experience and let that experience break you and not make you or shape you, then that's where you go wrong. That is where you go wrong. You have to not allow anyone to throw anything in your face. Yes, I did it. Yes, it happened. But guess what? It was in the past. And
sorry.
Past.
Hey?
And I'm saying that you've got to let the past be the past, because the past is not happening right now.
No, it's not.
Happened, and it's gone. If anybody wants to live in the past, depression is waiting for them. Anybody wants to live in the future, anxiety is waiting for them. So how about we just stay present? Because in the past is depression, in the future is anxiety, and here is peace. So might as well be peaceful in the present, because that's the only time we have. And you can make choices today to no longer be that person of your past. So why feel guilty? Don't feel guilty, just change. Guys, don't feel guilt, just change. Don't feel guilt, just change. Yes, absolutely. Be peaceful in the present moment. Make peace with yourself. Make peace with the situation. Make peace with your past and be present. Ooh, I like that one. That was a good one. Make peace with your past and be present. That was a good one, guys. I have to, well done, Aundrea. That was a good one. I like when I come up with those. That's what we call the booms. Make peace with your past and be present. Write that on a post-it note. Write that on a post-it note. Write it down somewhere, put it somewhere, and have a look at it this week. Let that be what's going to take you through this week. Make peace with your past and be present. Because the past is past, and the present is a gift. Why do we call presents? Oh, give me a present. Why? Because it's a now. It's a gift. The present is the gift. We all have the gift of now. We all have the gift of right now. Choose right now what you want to experience. Darnell, you got your hand up. Go ahead, honey.
Yeah, I just thought of a very good example. You know the singer Chris Brown?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, obviously, many years ago, I think it was like 2010 or something. I don't know when it was, but he domestically abused his girlfriend at the time, Rihanna.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the whole world, as they say in social media, they cancelled him and all this stuff. And it's like, it's crazy because you can kind of see like how that guilt destroyed him. Like, people were telling him, it's okay, Chris, we love you. This guy was breaking down on BET, crying on the floor, everything. Years later, he's like trying to keep on with his music career. And even still, his guilt's following him. But it's mad. It's like in these recent years, I think he's actually let go of that guilt. And look, it's like, obviously, people don't forget these things, but he's shining again. He's shining, he's performing, he's allowed to come to the UK now. Like, he's freed himself from that burden. And that's like a very extreme example. So if someone like Chris Brown it took him a while, but can get to a point where, he's no longer burdened by something that the whole world made him feel guilty for.
Yeah.
Then we cannot feel guilty for the little things that we go through.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Dana. That's so on point. And even you saying that makes me think about, we feel like there needs to be a payment. Sometimes we feel like we need to pay for the thing that we've done wrong. We should pay, and we make ourselves pay. He made himself pay. People forgot about it a long time ago. Everybody forgot, but every time he walks in the room with that guilt energy, everyone's like, oh yeah, you're the one that beat up Rihanna. Yeah, you're the guy that did that. Oh, da, 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 da. And he's holding himself there. And you don't understand, when you walk around with guilt energy, you give guilt energy, and people will give you what you're walking around with. What you walk around with, you're going to attract. I definitely believe in the law of attraction. So if you're walking around with guilt energy, people are going to point the finger at you and make you feel what you want to feel. Stop feeling guilty. You don't have to pay a price for it. You don't have to, but you can. You can go and say sorry. But what if you can't say sorry? What if the person who you feel guilty for what you did is no longer in this life? What do you do then? You just walk around with the guilt for the rest of your life? No, you deal with it, because the guilt was always with you. And when Chris decided to stop holding himself in prison for what he did, he was able to start thriving again. He was able to start selling records and be great again, because Rihanna's moved on with her life. She's now pregnant. Congratulations, Rihanna. She's pregnant. She's going to have her baby. She's doing what she's doing. And Chris Brown is doing. And the fact of the matter is that when we make poor choices, there are always consequences for actions. So those poor choices will always leave scars in people's mind that, he might meet a nice woman and she'd be like, yeah, no, you hit women, or you hit women in the past, or yeah, I ain't trying to get with you, because she's holding him in a place of guilt. That if he's like, well, I'm not that person anymore, that's who I was then. I've dealt with myself, I've matured and I've grown, and I'm not dealing with that anymore, and I've moved on from it. So if you want to hold me there, that's on you. You're missing out on a great guy, because I'm not that person, or I'm not that woman anymore. I'm not going to hold myself in a place of guilt because you want to hold me there. I'm going to set myself free and I'm going to fly. So guilt doesn't serve, guys. Guilt does not serve. Yeah. Mari, are you there? Thank you, Darnell, for sharing that. Does anybody else have anything else that they just want to share before I call on Mari? You all are so amazing. I love that you guys come every week. I'm not going to make you feel guilty when you don't come. If you don't come next week, like, you know, I was only here with 5 people. It was just me and just the 5. No, that's so bad. Like, we do it though. We do it. Mari, are you there, babes? Oh, what is going on with your sound? Hey, honey, say something. I'm not hearing you. No, we're not hearing you, hon. It's making like a clicky sound, but it's not connecting. Is there any tissues? No. Maybe go out and come back in. Yeah, maybe go out and come back in. But Mari's going to come and share with you guys in a sec her journey, because obviously we're all here and we are all products of, well, we're not all products of the love journey, but yeah, we are, because you're all here. And if you're all here, then the love journey has touched you in some way. I just want to do a big shout out to Ahmed. You know, big shout out. Welcome. First timers, welcome. It's good to have you guys. So yeah, it's this whole love journey really has been about me letting go of guilt, you know, and really forgiving myself and learning to trust myself and learning to think for myself and not let other people think for me and give me their opinions of what they think I should think or what they think I should say. And I've learned to make choices based on what I want to do and who I am and who I want to be and what I want to experience. Mari, you back? Okay. Yes, we can hear you now. Wow. So let me I'm just gonna pin you a sec. Pin, and then I'm just gonna pin. So guys, this is Mari. She is a Alpha and Foundation Love Journey graduate, and she's had an amazing journey. And I really just wanted Mari to just share a bit about her journey and what she's experienced, and you know, just even like talking about this guilt tonight, like did that resonate with you, and in how has the journey helped you to maybe shift mindsets? Just share a bit of your
today's topic has definitely resonated. It kind of made me look back at where I was a year ago to where I am today. You know, you're talking about being guilty and stuff. I posted in the chat earlier, I saw a quote today that said, the biggest wall you've got to climb is the one you build in your mind. And the one I was building in my mind was getting so high, I couldn't climb over it. And I got to the point where I was like, okay, enough is enough. I am tired. I am tired of being tired. I'm tired of feeling low. I'm tired of feeling guilty. I'm tired of feeling like unappreciated. You know, I wanted change. I needed something fresh. So I obviously did the journey, and the biggest part of it was changing my whole thought process on how I look at life, how I look at myself. I think the most important thing I got out of it was the love part, was loving me, being in love with myself. I think that was one of the things I said in my first session of what did I want to get out of it. And I remember saying I wanted to fall in love with myself. And there was a little bit of guilt there, thinking, oh my God, that sounds a bit egotistical. But no, I wanted to have that same feeling about myself that I've had for a partner when we've met and fallen in love. I wanted to feel like that about myself. And just being able to change the way I feel and think of myself has allowed me to change my mindset completely, look at things in a different way. you know, I'm not perfect. I still have my moments, but, you know, I deal with life and what it hands me in a more positive way. I am more focused on the present than worrying about the future. I don't even worry about the past. The past is the past. Who that was then is not today. Go and tell somebody else. Go and talk to somebody else. That's my motto right about now. I'm working on stop stressing over the future and focus more on the present. But that's been to be honest, that's the only thing I can like share that I haven't already shared before. But like to tell anyone, I was listening to Michelle, and it's like, Michelle, you will get to that place. One day you will wake up, the light bulb will go on, and you'll be like, you know what, I've had enough. I have had enough of feeling like this. I've had enough of feeling ashamed. I've had enough of feeling guilty. I've had enough of feeling worthless. I want better for me. I'm going to curse, but I can't because mama is on the screen. Forget everybody else. It's about you. You have to fall in love with you, and the rest will fall into place. And I've got a couple of other quotes that I need to give you because I've been seeing these quotes all week, and it's like, oh my God. So the first one was like,
Thanks, Maury.
I rise, I make mistakes. I live, I learn. I've been hurt, but I'm alive. I'm human. I'm not perfect, but I'm thankful. I am thankful for every day that I open my eyes. I am thankful for every day that I get home and I'm still alive. I am thankful that I can go to sleep at night and feel safe and can wake up and feel safe. I am thankful. I am not perfect, but I'm human and I'm here. There's another quote that said, everybody has gone through something that has changed them in a way that they could never go back to the person they once were. That is me. That is me. When I feel it sliding in, there's a hell to the no, we're not there anymore. Shell, I want you to experience, I want you to feel and go through what I have gone through. Trust me, I love you and I've known you since we were wee bubbers. And I hear you, and I really want, and I will pray for you.
I'm still in pain. I'm still in pain.
One day you will wake up and be like, you know what? I have had enough. I want different for me, not for anybody else, not for your kids, not for family, not for friends, not for a partner, for you. Until you get that conviction in your heart, change is not going to happen. Change is not going to happen. It's like being in an abusive relationship and something clicks and you say, you know what, enough is enough. And you find that courage to get up and walk out. When you sit in your own guilt, you are sitting in an abusive relationship with yourself. Get to that point where enough is enough. I need to come out of this. Fall in love with yourself. Get up in the morning, even with your hair all out the door, the sleep in the corner of your eye, the mouth bridle, and still looking at the mirror and saying, morning, beautiful. Fall in love with yourself. Buy yourself a nice little knickers and bra, put that on under your tracksuit, and feel good about yourself. It's about you and how you feel from the inside out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How you feel from the inside out. It's very true what you said earlier, Aundrea, that nobody can make you feel guilty. And it took me a long time to realize that. I sit for years and say, they emotionally abused me, made me feel guilty for wanting to live. No, I made me feel that way. Now, nobody can make me feel guilty. I do what I want, when I want, how I want. How I want. My sister was just saying, ain't nobody breathing in my face at nighttime to tell me nothing. That's my statement. That's my statement. So I don't have to share and communicate and do with somebody because I'm in that bed on my jacks.
Yeah.
So
Mari,
I do for me.
Just so that they can kind of get a little bit of an understanding. So this is you've got these mindsets since you've done your love journey and you've done your foundation and your alpha journey. And I know you were on a journey before, but explain kind of where you were at before you went on your love journey, just very briefly, because I know we've got.
I was in a dark place. I was in
Yeah.
a dark place. Like I said, the wall that I had built in my mind, I couldn't climb over it. And no matter how many times I tried to get out the funk, I just felt myself going deeper and deeper and deeper.
And what
came out of the first pandemic, and then all hell broke loose. Lots of things going on, not necessarily for me personally, but for others that I care for and love. Yeah. And I just found myself swallowing in emotions. That's what it was. I was drowning in emotions of depression, anxiety, stress, you know, and I was sinking, and it was making me feel low. Yeah. It was making me feel low, but I was putting on a tough facade. Nope, I'm a mom. I've raised a child by myself. I've come through this, that, and the other. I'm a strong Black independent woman. No, I was tired.
Tell them, girl.
I was tired of putting on that front. And that was where I decided, you know what, enough is enough. I need to change this. And I didn't realize that I actually wanted to fall in love with myself until you asked me the question, what do you want to get out of it? And there's me saying all the things that you think a coach or a therapist was saying. She was like, girl, that's great.
That's nice.
But what do you really want? Now, what do you really want? No judgment, no rules. What do you really want?
Yeah. And
just to say it out aloud to somebody else, even to myself, because I'd never said that before to myself. I want to fall in love with myself because I know what it's like to fall in love with somebody. Yeah. I don't know what it's like to fall in love with me. Yeah. So that feeling that I have for somebody else, I want it for me. Yeah. I want to feel that way about me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we all deserve to feel that.
100%.
We all 100%. Deserve.
But that's where it all starts from. It starts from loving yourself. Not that, I love myself. No, let's be real. Let's take it off and be real. Once you really and truly love yourself, the mindset changes, the way you approach things, like people around you will notice a change. People have noticed a change. My friends have noticed a change in me. Friends that I had a year ago, I don't have today. Why? They can't handle this. I'm guilt-free. I am guilt-free. Guilt-free. Fall in love with yourself, people. Fall in love. And if you can't do it on your own, but you want it, get the help. Get the help. That's what the iron sharpens iron is about. You have it there, but sometimes it just takes someone else to show you how to use the tools that you have already.
And what would you, if you was, like you said to someone to get the help, like, you know, obviously we will recommend the love journey because this is what we do here, you know, the love journey it's literally life-changing. It's 7 weeks of, it's 8 hours in total, sometimes a little bit more because y'all be drawing me out, but it's like 8 hours of coaching that you have 1 hour a week, and it literally changes your life. Alai Mari, it literally, you can't unsee what you see, and you can't unhear what you hear, and you can't unknow what you know. So if you guys are ready to experience the kind of changes, and a lot of you haven't heard Mari's story, but Mari experienced a really traumatic experience, and Mari was like, what was it, barricading for 16 years, was it, Mari? You were barricading in your home? 13 years barricading in her home. And I think it was after 3 weeks of your session. By the third session, she stopped barricading, guys. These are the life-changing things that are happening to people who are getting on the love journey. We're going to be speaking to Mark next week, who suffered from bipolar, and his testimony, guys, he's just about to finish his 7-week program, and he's going to come and share his story. So please tell someone, bring someone next week, and it's going to be amazing. Mari, your testimony and your journey has inspired me no end, and I thank you for sharing it with us today. You're amazing. You're my sister girl. This is she means a lot more to me than just this. She's my child's godmother, so we are she's family. She's my sister from another mister. Like, this is my girl. So
Don't forget me.
yes, Michelle. Yes, she's my god sister. She's my dad's goddaughter. So she's my sister from another mister too. So yeah, thank you for sharing, Mari. I really, really appreciate you for sharing. But you know, guys, this journey that we're on, it's an amazing journey, and you have the choice of making it how you want it to be. You can make it how you want it to be, and you can be guilt-free, or you can walk around with guilt. You can walk around with unforgiveness. You can walk around with hurt. You can walk around with pain. But I tell you something, pain is not supposed to be long-term. Pain is just an indication that something needs to be fixed. Pain is just an indication that something needs healing or needs treatment. So if you're feeling pain, go and get the treatment. If you're feeling the guilt, go and get the treatment. If you're feeling depression, go and get the treatment. Do whatever you need to do to experience what you want to experience. So, you know, guys, it's been wonderful this evening. I will encourage you to get at us. If you're not in our WhatsApp group, we have a WhatsApp group. Please do join our WhatsApp group. Hey, Wesley Anna. Do join our WhatsApp group. There's a lot of love in that group. There's a lot of wisdom. There's a lot of different people, you know, from all different faiths, all different sexualities. It's really a place where you can just come and be yourself with no judgment, just lots of love. We're not Bible bashers. Yes, I come from a Christian background, but it's not just about, you know, I talk about God because God is love, and I'm not going to not talk about God. I'm not going to not talk about Jesus. I'm not going to not talk about the Holy Spirit. It's what I do. If you don't like it, don't know what to tell you. I don't feel guilty. But it's really not that. It's not like it. This is a coaching platform, and this is where you can come and get some advice, come and get some help, come and meet some people who've been on the journey, and we are expanding and we are growing. So please connect with us. Share. Next week is going to be awesome. I really want you to come and hear this amazing transformation testimony from Mark, who's going to come and share his journey, and he's literally just finishing his journey, guys. So it's fresh, it's real, and it's happening in real time now. So come next week and be with us.